welcome to some more holiday one-shots. We are here with Girls Run These Worlds and this stellar cast of fine individuals for some Monster Hearts. We're going to be jumping into this little fun one-shot I've adapted from a Halloween one that I did a little while ago over on Fun and Games, which is also a fantastic channel you should go and check out when you have the time. And I've adapted it a little bit to fit more of a festive holiday vibe and decided to call it Winter Wonderlust. So, for those of you pun appreciators, you're welcome. And so, I'm going to just go around, let everyone introduce who they are, pronouns, and their character's name, pronouns, and playbook. And then we'll get on into it. So, for those of you who do not know who I am, I'm going to be your MC this evening. My name is Angela. I use she, her pronouns. I'm going to be playing pretty much everyone the other players are not. And to make sure I'm properly situated for this, uh, I have to do what I normally do for these, which is get out into a better dress. So, hello there, folks. Welcome. Now I'm properly situated. Now my players can feel free to talk. Whichever one of you would like to go first to introduce yourself. Remember, name, pronouns, character name, playbook, and pronouns. Who would like to go first?
Hey everybody, my name is Anita. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Pandora tonight. Pandora uses she, her pronouns, and she is the mortal playbook. Um, and that is all I'm supposed to say.
Very good job. You've done so well already. So let's pass it on over to how about Amber? Fantastic Amber.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber on anywhere there's internet. Anywhere there's internet. After everything that happened today on Twitter, LOL. I'm a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, streamer with talents so varied. You can call me the TTRPG Swiss Army knife. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Laurel, who is the Sasquatch, and their pronouns are also they, them.
Wonderful. Let's pass it on over to the ever joyful, the ever wonderful to hear laugh on any occasion, Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me online. Pretty much any website where I am, it's Roll for Felicity. But I'm not on everything. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Tumblr, Instagram. And I'm going to be playing Gwen, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I am playing the Witch playbook.
Wonderful, wonderful. And our fantastic player producer, and as always, wonderful to have you here, Sophia.
Hi, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy. Find me on Twitter and over on Nerds with Dice, where I run games and am one of the managers over there. And tonight I am playing, oh, I'm sorry, she, her, and I'm playing Clover. She, they, and they're the queen.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have everyone introduced, their lovely selves and descriptions, and full view of who these fantastic supernatural wonders are. We'll get into that in just a sec, but let's set the tone and let's get into our nice little setting that we have here. So, Bloomville is kind of a no-name place. Could be in the Midwest, could just be South. It could just be really anywhere that's basically the equivalent of a tourist trap kind of town. You know, the kind of places where like world's second biggest ball of twine or intersection of four states. It's the kind of place you pass by a couple of seconds and then you just move on. Place no one really pays attention to, and most folks would assume that there's nothing particularly special about here until certain times of the year arrive and the veil gets pulled back a little bit. And you realize that this whole town has any number of supernatural people who are here, those belonging to the realms of myth, legend, cryptiddom, and also just fairy tales. We have any number of people here who have another kind of life. They try and keep kind of on the down low for a while. But during certain times of the year, when the veil parts back and we see more of what could be for many people, the time for revelry arrives. And it is the holidays, which means it's the time for a bit of letting loose, letting your hair down, getting your nails done, and looking fine for other people. And on this occasion, we're going to be doing this in a castle, in a literal, fully like man-made constructed castle that folks have just happened to build out here that has been enchanted in a variety of ways and presided over by, let's just call him a local devil. Some folks know them by Seth. Some folks know him as Dia. Most folks know him as Cutie. And a bit of a handsome one, too. Seth is a rather magnanimous personality. Big in good vibes, but always a kind of comfort and warmth. Normally, relatively, like, general level of handsomeness and all that. But on this night of winter revelry, as you all arrive, whether you decide to come together or you've come at separate times or already at the castle location, I'll let you all decide. I'm going to ask for it. But you all would have had the chance to hear at some point during the evening a rather comforting and low voice speak out to all of you. Hello there, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. I hope you've had time for snacks, imbibed whatever substance you want to enjoy, and you've had the chance to just let loose for a bit. I want to give a reminder that this place for you will be safe. This place is for you to enjoy yourselves. You never need to worry about anyone taking advantage of you here. You never need to worry about anyone taking control that you don't want, or doing something to you that you don't want. I'll be watching with other folks to make sure none of those shenanigans happen here. I want you all to have fun, to indulge, to dance, to be nervous. Some of you look a lot cuter when you're nervous. But most of all, it's a time for you to be yourselves. And then you just overhear for a split second, like for anyone who's just coming into the party, you hear someone going, why am I being kicked out of this? You just hear Seth just over the comm say, you know what you did, Cortez? Get your ass out of here. And you just hear someone getting launched out of the party, like over the castle bridge. It's like, anyways, enjoy yourselves, sweethearts. I love you all very dearly. And if you'd like to have some time alone with me, I'm more than happy to provide that. Remember, protections all around, of whatever variety you need. There's rooms here if you need to be alone with a person or more. And if you try and cause mischief that people don't want, well, then you'll get to see what kind of devil I can really be. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy yourselves. And have fun, everybody. So while I give my players a moment to recover from all of that, because it looks like Amber's at the Amber.x has stopped functioning moment.
Incorrect, for the record.
I ain't gonna judge if you are. I know what I'm capable
also
of.
just looking for a promo tweet, Angela.
I'm just gonna tease Amber the entire night and just see what happens. But basically, you've arrived. There's lots of different kinds of music going on here. There's various rooms, hallways leading into places of various sizes. There's like straight up a big old like ballroom style like location that the like main like hall for like feasting and such that would have been used for in a previous time. It's just been like changed into a full on like ballroom where there's like very fancy music playing. There's another spot that has like straight up EDM and like full on dance floor happening. There's another one where ranchera music is happening in another room. There's straight up like goth kids dancing to like 80s like new wave and shit in another room. And interestingly enough, all the rooms, anytime you go through them, the sound doesn't bleed through. It just seems to work right up until the edges of that room. So folks who want to just enjoy that music are never getting in the way of anyone else. You hear a punk band like a couple rooms over, like whenever you step into that room, it looks like there's someone who's like very almost kind of like furry all over, but has a very like strong jaw, feminine kind of appearance, and looks like wearing a whole bunch of like strong leather jacket, like leather pants, like a full on black look to it. Got like nice chains hanging out of a pocket. Someone else is like growling, like full on like death metal, but it's definitely someone who's got like a real femme attitude about it. And then you got someone who's got like these red orb kind of eyes, and you really can't see all of Zir's face, but look like they have kind of like moth wings behind them that is like form the back of like their jacket, and like just really aggressive fucking loud music just playing right there. These are all, there's a whole bunch of different folks here. There's many different ways this could go. But who has either been here first, arrived here first, or did you all get here together? What's the story, folks? How do you start the evening off?
All right. So I think that Pandora probably arrived with the band. Like, I I feel like she's just like been I feel like she has like over the past semester just been like sort of carving out a space as like one of the groupies like in this band esque. Like she really likes sitting up against the speakers and like feeling the music just um vibrate her. So she's like a fan of like the band people and probably knows them like to some extent and is probably like at this point just chilling up against that speaker and like leaning into just the force of just noise that is at her back.
Yeah, you definitely see the main band that's been playing, they're like starting to reach the end of their set and like to take a break, and you see that there's a all black fronted punk band heading up to like start playing, like really like groovy stuff starting to kick in on like the bass line, then it just launches into this aggressive sound. But you also see Pandora, another individual who's like giving you like cute eyes every now and then, but is just kind of like rocking out to all of the music dancing nearby. And you see a humanoid individual, very dark brown skin, has a very kind of very short hair kind of look, like kind of almost shaved to the sides, but it's kind of like cropped close to their head. Pair of kind of almond shaped glasses, greenish. Has wingtip makeup. Looks like they're kind of slightly rounded and pointed ears, wearing like a red and orange dress shirt, but has I'm trying to remember. I'm forgetting the word for like a cross pattern. It's not a holster. What is it? Christ, I'm forgetting the pattern for it. I showed a picture of them. They also happen to have reindeer antlers like coming out of their head, and just kind of giving you the cute. Uh, someone in chat, vibrate her. You say, "Don't you start? Don't you start this early?" You teases. That's for later. But just started giving you the goo goo eyes. And who are they looking at? What is Pandora's old look? What's Pandora's vibe?
Pandora's vibe. Yeah, Pandora has Pandora is always dressed as if Pandora is always dressed to the nines, is always wearing something very, very fashionable, very usually she has a sort of purplish, pinkish, pastelish vibe to match with her eyes, which are naturally a little strange. She's a human, probably looks with pink and purple eyes, which is the strangest thing basically about her. She has dark skin. She usually paints on these white freckles, sort of trying to give off a fae-ish sort of vibe. I would guess. But like pretty mid-length gray hair that goes a bit down her back. And yeah, she's about 5'6". Yeah, she's about 5'6" in her heels, at this point. But yeah, she has a warmth about her, I would say. Um, like very much her skin has a glow to it. Looking on this scene, she very much presents herself and gets ready in the morning with the intention of being the main character, when she goes to school. But yeah, that is Pandora. And I feel like she has taken a few selfies, is trying to scroll through the uh she's taken a few selfies. She's trying to scroll through her photo library that she's taken to try and pick the best, most flirty one. And she was aware that people had said this party is the party that everyone goes to, at least at the winter time, that everybody was going to be there. And she had hoped to see a certain shy, comfy looking cutie of a certain height at this party, and probably hasn't yet. So she's trying to send a selfie and a text, just to be hey, wish you were here. In a sort of way, but as she picks out the photo, clicks send, and looks up to see this person, she'll sort of put her phone behind her back, and just give a little wave.
Individual looks back again, just sort of looking happy, smiling, still rocking out to all the music, enjoying themselves. And I suddenly remembered, I remember the word for it is wearing a harness across over the shirt. I had to remember the right word. I was like, it's an H word, but it's not holster. It's something else. I knew it'd come to me eventually. Also, immaculate, red-orange eyebrows, thin but very, well done eyebrows, and also a pair of orb earrings hanging from both of their ears. Looks like getting into it, starting to get looking at you cute, and then it seems like there's a mosh pit that straight up starts happening in one part of the room. It just doesn't look like could wreck a lot of people, but definitely starts getting in with everyone else, and it's like there's a lot of like intensity and just rush to like everyone getting involved here.
Yeah, I think that like Pandora is not one for dancing, but like a mosh pit is something she probably doesn't have as much like experience with. And she's sort of like into the whole vibe. Like everyone's just like thrashing and like doing shit. It looks fun. She's a little bit tempted.
Is she nervous or at all afraid in any way?
um Listen, that like that speaker voice, um it it was weird. Rich people are weird. Like I think Pandora gets that. Um and the whole like hearing someone get catapulted out of the party, this she was not expecting this. I think a part of her felt a second of like trepidation, like at the voice from the heavens that like seemed to whisper in her ear. But this is a lit party. And if it's there for a second, it quickly goes away. Like only a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay. What would Pandora be afraid of in this moment?
Um yeah, I think Pandora is a person that is used to like having a script, having orders, having something that she needs to follow. Um, and really, like, since she started attending this school, there hasn't been a script, there hasn't been a mission, there hasn't been something to do. Um, and she's also just feeling a lot more alone. Like, for the first time, she is without a safety net. Uh, and I think like, okay, rich people, weird castle. They have castles in the middle of nowhere. Wild. Um, but like, um, yeah, I think she is afraid afraid of just like what exactly all of this is. Like this this tradition sort of like became a thing for a reason. And like it seems like people talk about it like it's a fun thing. But like she's been she's been looking around and seeing that like a lot more people are dressed like main characters than she usually sees on a daily basis. Uh, and this is different and a little frightening.
Then in that case, I want you to roll keep your cool in this situation. So 2d6 plus cold. If it's afraid of like getting lost in all of this or just
You,
being overwhelmed by all of it,
you know,
roll
I
it.
don't have a plus cold, Angela.
I don't actually. I don't know your stats. This is
Oh,
entirely y'all made your decisions for what you wanted to do. You
I
gotta accept your consequences.
the minus cold. Yeah, and I rolled a 7 minus
Not
1 for a
Oh,
6. So
okay.
I'm gonna get some very good experience out of this
You
as
do
you
get
tell me the
experience.
things that
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah, and because it's the one shot and wanted to be more fun, at any moment you get experience, everyone take it as 2 experience each time to expedite the process. So this encourages you to want to do rolls, people. But here's I'll tell you what happens. So normally on a 7 to 9, I'll tell you how your actions leave you vulnerable and you can choose to back down or go through with it. Here's where what I'm going to give you as a choice. You don't get to back down, but which way do you want to deal with your fear? Do you want it something where people just kind of leave you alone afterwards, or do you want it to be something where all of the attention suddenly starts getting on you? I'm not going to tell you how, but you gotta pick one.
Oh, Angela, that that's not a choice at all. I'm the main character. Of course of course I'm going to take the spotlight. Um, I dive headfirst into whatever you have planned.
It is a pit, and it is you've noted before, people are here ready for outfit of the day main character vibes. Yeah, some of them are going the full like heavy metal fan route of like studs and like gold and metal all around their jackets and stuff. So you are actually going to take a harm from this, from just being booted around by this crowd. It is intense, it is fun, it is exhilarating, but you have a strong sense this intensity is not what you are used to. This is extremely vulnerable that you are being left in.
Ah, um, Angela, would you say I am poking my nose in affairs not meant for my kind?
I would
Uh,
say so. And before we carry on, hello there, folks from Vancouver by Night. I see you there. I see our fantastic CEO for Girls Run These Worlds coming in with the pew pew pews, and some other folks who are joining us, hopefully, for some fantastic supernatural queer love affairs. You've just brought us in as our mortal for our Monster Hearts one-shot titled Winter Wonderlust has decided to get involved into a mosh pit happening with a punk band that's happening in one of the many rooms of this Midwest castle. Yes, there is a castle in the Midwest. Deal with it. This is an actual thing we've discovered. Is an actual thing that people do. They build their own castles out in the Midwest because Midwest is like Australia. Things just happen there. I'm glad I got a laugh out of Sophia. But if it's okay with you, Anita, we're gonna move over. This is like the last clips we're getting of that moment. Moving into who else would like to, do we want to shift the camera view over as this is all happening? It can be in the same room, but now the focus is going to someone else.
Yeah, like I feel like the camera like pans out and shifts over as Pandora just begins to scream, like just as a release, and everybody seeing like Pandora getting like pretty bruised up. How many harm can I take before bad things start happening? Uh, I that is a game mechanic that I don't know.
Let me pull it up again. It's only like it's on your sheet. You have a total of 4 before you have to risk death, which is you when you are skirting death, which is when you take your fourth harm, you die. Or alternatively, you can become your darkest self or lose all strings you have on everybody in order to erase all the harm. But right now you got four potential hits.
One harm.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm doing good.
One harm is usually on the range of like someone like punched you in the face, something like that. I think it's pretty equivalent to getting tossed around in a mosh pit. I think that's pretty on par. For the rest of my cast who has also played Monster Hearts, I feel like they were in agreement on that. But last moment, as the camera's pulling away, the cutie who was looking at you earlier, the reindeer antlered one, just kind of like helps pull you out of the fray and is just like dancing along with you, but is like keeping other folks out and just kind of like leans up like right next to you. It's like, stay near me, cutie, if you need it. Some help. I'm Astrid, by the way. And we're gonna move focus to who would like to take focus now. Who wants to get the special attention?
I think I know what Gwen's doing, unless somebody else wants to go in.
No. You went first. Let's do it.
Okay. So I think Gwen got here early, because she wanted to snoop. So I think she's just kind of like, it's like a whole castle. So she's just kind of going around and like, I think the thing that she's thinking about, the reason why she came to this party was not necessarily like to hook up and like that kind of thing. Although if it happens, like maybe, you know, she's like, oh, whatever happens, happens. But her reasoning is, I've heard that this party gets really wild. Um, I've heard that there's like, you know, all these like rooms for people to like hook up. And if that's happening, people are probably taking clothes off. And if people are taking clothes off, they probably are kind of like leaving important things around. And Gwen, as the witch, um, wants to have as many sympathetic tokens as she can so that she has power over other people. So she's just kind of going through the halls of this castle, like looking for like things left unattended, that kind of thing. Just kind of seeing if there's anything that she can get her hands on.
Nice. You can definitely roam around and like there's not quote unquote like a coat room, but there's definitely spots where folks have just like tossed a lot of their clothes. There's chairs along the sides. Again, this castle, whatever the interior is, whatever it looks like from the outside, the interior is wildly different once you step through like the boundaries of it. This you can tell this whole place, the Veil has had the ability to just encircle all of it and have its way in terms of magic. I will say though, as you're going through that whole process, let's say I'm gonna give you for fun, just roll a d4 for me.
Oh, I don't have a d4 on me. Hang on, let me roll my dice roller.
Roll a d6 in that case, if you have d6s on you, because you should have d6s. All of you should have d6s. Roll d6 in that case.
I do have d6s. All right. Oh, I got a 6.
You have 6 free sympathetic tokens to use however you would like.
Oh my god! Cool. So
I told you, one shot. We're gonna have fun.
I'm just like, I think I like take someone's phone because I'm like, what could like I'm just like reach into a purse, grab someone's phone. I think like maybe someone's like cigarette case, like different stuff like that. Just things that I think would be like meaningful to people. And I'm kind of like, I'll figure out whose is whose, you know, if it comes up, but just kind of like taking things. I guess I should also describe what Gwen looks like.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask you, so who is this person who is just snooping through all of this? Who is this extortionist in training who is starting to steal shit from people?
So yeah, Gwen is a woman in like her probably early 20s, and she's like medium height, I would say, like maybe like 5'5", 5'6", something like that. She's fat, and she has like a very like ice cold blue eyes, and a very like round face with like a stubborn chin. And kind of like short curly hair that's like probably half up. She's wearing this dress. I don't know what different kinds of dresses are called, but it would look like it's very like high necked, long sleeves. It's blue. And the skirt is kind of like those like 50s housewife skirts that like kind of go out and are like a little bit pleated. But you can kind of see her dress. Yeah, you can kind of see her dress, but she's also wearing a big dark cloak over it. And she's just kind of like, her hair is a little bit on her face. And she's trying not to be too conspicuous, so it's not like she's like, oh, I look super broody or whatever, because it's like, well, if you're stealing stuff, you don't want to look super broody. So she's got this like bright blue dress on, but is stealing stuff.
Okay. In the midst of going out and about, taking people's things, because that is what you are openly doing, though trying to be subtle about it.
Yeah.
You do at one point just hear a voice behind you saying, "So what you up to?" And you turn around, and you see there's someone. It is very gender ambiguous, though kind of leaning feminine. Deep black skin, circular glasses, very sharp dresser, like has massive curls that are kind of a silvery white. And we're talking the kind of size of curls, like the big hair that's like whatever the width of her body is, her hair is probably adding to double of that. So big ass curly hair, fanged teeth, big cat ears and has a tie on and a blue button up, but has a very sharp, very contrasting red blazer on over it. Very obviously a cat person.
Yeah.
And you
witches
just
and
have someone just
cats.
kind of slinking in, just being like, just kind of slink up to you and just being, so what you doing?
I turn and look, and I say, looking for my phone. I dropped it somewhere. I thought maybe it ended up with all this stuff.
See her in her hand, she has your phone. That's kind of funny. I feel like it's right here. Wouldn't you want to? I feel like you wouldn't have been looking for it if you already had it. I don't think you're looking for your phone, are you?
I don't have it. You have it. So
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I know you're lying.
if I'm looking for my phone and you have my phone, then how am I
By the way,
lying?
the several things that you've taken, she has a couple of them in her hand now.
No.
They're just fucking with you. They already
Yeah.
took some of the stuff you got.
Gwen is not one
used
to give up a fight, so it's still just like I lost my phone. I don't know what to tell you. You have it.
Yeah, and you also have you have two of my friends' things. You have a necklace from one of my friends. I see you have a journal from one of my friends.
Listen, are you here to just like spoil my fun, or like what's the deal?
Who says I'm gonna spoil it? I want to divvy up the spoils.
Okay, I guess. Do you want to go into business together? What's happening?
I don't know if Seth's gonna be very happy if you get found out.
Seth, I mean,
Seth really doesn't like it when you steal from people. I don't mind. Seth doesn't mind me, but I feel like he kind of enjoys seeing how much I can get away with, and maybe he won't mind that much if someone else does it.
I think as soon as this person says Seth, I think Gwen, also part of the reason why she was like snooping around is because the announcement over the speakers, her first instinct is not to trust this person. But to be fair, that's Gwen's first instinct toward anyone, is not to trust them. And so someone saying like, you're safe here, everything's fine, Gwen's like, I've heard that before from people and it's usually not true. So when this person says like Seth, Gwen kind of like freezes up a little bit and is like, so you're friends with Seth, it sounds like.
I mean, everybody's kind of friends with Seth. Seth's a pretty likable person as it is, you know. For a devil, they're really enjoyable to be around, actually.
That's what I've heard. I'm Gwen. I put out my hand to shake hands.
I'm Katiana. You can call me Kati.
Kati. Well,
You're really cute, by the way.
me?
Yeah.
Thanks. What do you want from me?
Nothing. I just want to spend time with you if you're interested. If you want to dance later, if you want to hang out, if you want to smooch, that's great. But it's really up to whatever you're interested in.
I think I'm interested in having my phone back, and I think I want to roll to shut someone down.
Yes. Love this. I love this energy. Yes, do it. Do it.
I gotta start off cold if I want to get hot.
You act like doing this hasn't already come off as hot to several people as it is. So roll 2d6 plus cold.
Okay.
I'm not gonna call out who. I'm sure someone has already found this very attractive.
I rolled so bad though. I think I only got a 6. 3, 4. Let me check my cold. I think my cold is only +2. Yeah, so I only got a 6.
So get your 2 experience.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think is an appropriate condition for right here? Because they're going to give you a condition in return, and you're going to come across poorly. You're going to get both of those.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anything from this.
Yeah.
So what doesn't land, and what about this? How do you read socially in this situation?
So I'm kind of torn because I feel like if it's something like cold or something like I don't know, like abrasive maybe, something like that that people think of me as like something off-putting, but that is all. I'm not sure if that should be what it is because that's kind of what I'm trying to appear as. So the other thing that I think maybe would be better is if I have the condition insecure,
Oh,
because
I love that.
that's what Gwen doesn't want people to think.
Yeah, I think Katiana, who gave her name to you, they sort of they hand over very casually. They kind of like they hear your reply or they hear you like saying that, and they're just sort of like, "You're very cute," and I'm sad that you're saying no, but a no is a no. Gotta take it for what it's worth. I'm sad you're not more interested, and if you want, I'm around. Just look for the big meow wandering around. I'm sure you'll find me. She does give you the phone, and she does give you back all the things that you took.
Oh, score.
Yeah, well, because me, GM, I'm not gonna take away 6 sympathetic tokens from you. That just gave you. That'd just be a dick move. But also, it's very clearly like hands it over, and like your hands have to touch for just like a moment, and there is like just the very softest little bit of like fingers like caressing on yours. It's very gentle, but it's very clear what his intentions are, and they're very much giving you that sense of like, hey, I've already said what I want.
Yeah, Gwen's
You do
hands
you,
are
hun.
ice cold to the touch. And I think as they walk away, that's where you can see a little bit of the insecurity of Gwen, like kind of like looking in the mirror or something and being like, kind of finding it hard to believe that someone would just come up to her and be like, hey, you're cute. And so she looks in the mirror and kind of like fixes her lipstick. Yeah.
And you definitely I think because you said you came a bit early, it's right around now that folks are starting to come in like a little bit more. You see someone come in who just straight up looks like there's fur kind of like almost coat collar around like the shoulders, but the rest of the outfit is big like Cinderella vibes, but has like this very charming sort of wand with snowflakes, a mass of snowflakes at the end of it, and is just sort of like moving it all around the entire walls and such, and creating like a whole like snowflake pattern effect everywhere. Like the whole dress seems to be made of ice and frost, and their skin looks like snow and crystal at different points. But the face is like very, very kind of like pale, the faintest bit of like almost like yellow tones or like warm yellow tones to it. Just looks very happy and charming. And with the exact opposite color pattern coming in is someone with an equally long dress, but pure black, silver gray hair and like a crown of mistletoe just flowing off uh everywhere. Wow. Watching our CEO in chat lose her shit over Anita's gloves is now my favorite thing. Someone please mark that in the chat for me. I need to remember this, particularly for the phrase "this is gay assault." But this person has a whole row of mistletoe that's almost forming a crown over her head, and is just like casually walking in after her. Can't tell if they're together, can't tell if they're friends, definitely being cute with one another. And then soon afterwards, you see someone carrying a base in her hands, big ass pink, like red pink ribbon in her hair, the most blonde bombshell hair you've ever seen with like these big pigtails in the back and like a leather jacket with spikes and a collar around her neck, just coming in, going over to one area, lace top to set up. There's some cuties to interact with, folks. There's even more people coming. Where does Gwen head? I'll shift focus after this, but where do we imagine Gwen heading after this?
I think Gwen is kind of like I think definitely views that as having gotten busted to some degree, and so is like, maybe I'll just like kind of like hang out, listen to some music, just kind of vibe and wait until people are maybe a little bit drunk and maybe won't notice her stealing more things. She's definitely like, that's off the to-do list for now, but I might later, we'll circle back.
The kind of wandering around, being more on the outskirts for now.
Yeah, I think so. Like kind of like definitely like gets a drink and is kind of like propped up on like like a bar table or something like that, just kind of leaning and just observing, maybe kind of nodding to the music kind of thing.
Yeah. Last thing you see is a very tall gal come in. Rare hair is bubblegum pink, like bright, bright bubblegum pink, long ass ponytail that goes all the way down to like nearly down to the crack of her waist, to the crack of her ass and right around her waist. Simple kind of like hoodie kind of jacket, long pair of horns, like crooked, long, winding kind of horns that stick out like a good foot away from her head, and also has a pair of like deep red leather and black bat wings that her coat, her hoodie has made room for, and just also just sort of walks over to the table. Just so I can note it for the record, is about 6 foot like 4, and just sort of like stands right next to you, just sort of like looks you up. Hey, just sort of like acknowledges you and is just like similar level of mild maybe apathy towards everyone around her at this moment.
Yeah, Gwen just like kind of barely perceptible nod.
It's like
Just barely
Inui,
acknowledging.
Inui, yes, Inui.
You can stay here as long as you essentially leave me alone. Is Gwen's
I also want to be
vibe.
left alone. Thus we are one in purpose.
Yeah.
But so we move from there, just drink table. We've gone from bashing, moshing room to drink table, a post felony. And who's gonna take next focus?
I could.
Okay.
Yeah. Laurel's just surprised that they got an invite to this party, period. That somebody but really, I mean, the culprit for that is actually, it's Pandora's fault. Pandora's the one who told them that this party was happening, but you know, as someone who's maybe been invited to a party once before in their, long wallflower life, they think that the thing that they need to bring this to this party is like solo cups and maybe a couple of 2 liters of Pepsi, you know, just something to like drop off to be like, okay, I'm contributing, and then I can slink into the shadows and not be noticed. Um, and that's exactly uh what Laurel does when they walk and like they cross over the threshold of this castle party. They, amidst a sea of harnesses and spikes and leather and, you know, silicone, probably in some places,
A lot of
Laurel
places.
is a lot of places. Laurel is 6'4" of softness. Very tall. I mean, it's very tall. I mean, like that's wearing flats, 6'4", no heels, just wearing flats. Very tall, stocky build to Laurel. I mean, the shaggiest like bark brown hair you could ever imagine. Very bushy eyebrows, sunken cheeks, and you know, big round glasses like this. They are wearing nothing but soft fabrics, soft textures, a big chunky, cozy, a big chunky cozy cardigan that they probably hand knit themselves. There's a they have like a oh god, what is it, a turtleneck on. They covered head to toe, maybe a little bit of combat boot action for a little bit of hardness, but they're clutching like the 2 liters in one hand and like the thing of solo cups in the other, and they're just like, they cross the threshold, and it's this is not what I expected when Pandora told me there would be a party here. And okay, they say this mostly to themselves, not really expecting to be overheard by anybody, but they like kick the door closed behind them to get lost in the cacophony of noise and voices and music and moans maybe, and like try to find the kitchen somewhere, like the wallflower's favorite place to be, the kitchen. At least there's something to do and disappear behind, and at least they can show their face for like just a second to say that they showed up.
Yeah, there's definitely there's like a nice spread of here. There's like full there's not just one charcuterie board here, everybody. There's like multiple charcuterie boards here. There's like 20, 25 different types of like cheeses and like nice bits of like dried figs and fruits and such to go along with it. There's bits of jams and honeys. Dia does not spares no expense when it comes to making sure guests are fed. You also see it like there's a really good spread, and like every now and then you see a rotation of folks who are just like, you overhear as you're coming in, hey, does that room still have water? Is everyone is protection for like that? Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're going to check in. We had someone who was kind of like falling around over there. Go, Sam, go check on them. Make sure, even if they say they're okay, we don't want folks getting hurt. Like, you get this strong sense there is an actual rotation of folks who've already volunteered amongst the attendees and just people who might know Seth, that are actively going around checking to see if like water fountains, pitchers, or what have you are being refilled. There are folks who are making sure like his protection of various kinds being restocked in different rooms. There's making sure someone who's going, making sure the wards for sound in different rooms are still in place. There's a genuine commitment here at the party happening. And you also see this kitchen is massive, by the way. Like, there's a lot of room that this could be its own socializing space in and of itself. And you do see there's 2 folks who are in here who do happen to notice you as you come in. There is one who I'll start with myself to give a reference point for this. I occasionally have some stray hairs when I wake up in the morning. Like, I just have the full like floof happening. This person has just made the barest of attempts to get his like curly hair all like tied up and down and in places. She's like, and it's doing wonders for her, but it's not hiding the very pointed ears, the like kind of almost like canine like pointed ears that are happening. Really big teeth. Like this person is constantly smiling and looks like a very happy dog. In a lot of ways, kind of light brown skin, kind of has a very furry coat on. Like, it's hard to tell if it's part of their body or here's like outfit, and also has like a long almost ribbon, like a chain going all around their neck and along their shoulders made of ribbon. And it looks like it also has flowers, and you see like almost like in tiny little letters across it the word impossibility like just attached to it. And you also see it's, I'm just gonna say straight up, this is a centaur. This is a centaur in a cozy like scarf, green top, has little like leg warmers for her I forget what the word is when you're talking about horses. It's not bovine. What is it? Equine, like equine like leg covers, and is just sort of chilling out. This person is the more dog canine one is straight up devouring like a whole charcuterie plate, and just sort of like has that energy of like, Okay, so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What's gonna happen next? Like it's big, like where do I go now, boy? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Kind of like energy.
I think Laurel's just going to like nod in their direction and place just gingerly their wares on the kitchen counter, but not want to interact just because, especially if they're listen, if they're a dog and a centaur, they can probably smell the musk rolling off of me in waves. Just awful. And historically, these particular types of monsters have not necessarily agreed with that sense. So um I want to I think being in the presence of all of these people and the lights, the just body heat, everything, and just daring to come out, I think I'm gonna use my musk move. um,
Yeah.
yeah, and see if I can like I don't know what I want to do. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, and this is just what happens when I'm nervous. I sweat and then I stink, and that's just the way that tree people are. Um, and um, yeah, when you
Roll a
sweat in the presence
volatile,
of,
hun.
yeah,
Roll a volatile. Let's see what
well,
happens. So
that's
Taylor
an
in the chat love a
8.
musk move.
This is the only place in which musk is appropriate. Other forms of musk elsewhere are not wanted.
You said you
Um,
rolled 10?
I rolled an 8.
Oh, you rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So I give
so
it I yeah.
I give you a string on someone there, and that character
Hmm.
gives you a condition delivered in the most appropriate way. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask here, I want to involve you in this and helping give the condition. What
Yeah.
condition do you feel like Laurel would get? And then I'll tell you how the characters react to emphasize and give that condition.
Spotted.
Spotted. There's a pun in there somewhere, and I love that. Uh, so here's what happens. You're like just trying to be, Laurel's trying to be like, I'm not here. I don't exist. I am simply a part of the background here. I'm a fixture. And you hear one of them say, hey, 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 Sigrid, do you smell that? It's like, what is it? What is it, Ersa? Did you happen to smell something else to eat? It's like, no, 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 no. It smelled something really good. Something smells like really fantastic. It's like, why is that? Is... yeah, I just saw I'm removing out of view. Bless. Um, like immediately turns around and you see again. You hadn't seen how big the teeth were at this point. It's just sort of like, hi, big, big, big deer in headlights effect level, like that level of like attention, and the other individual, Sigrid, turns to look at you as well. It's like, oh, hello.
Hi. I'm I'm just going. I I I'm just from DoorDash. I've got a dash. Um they I I've just got to go. I tell the owner of the house their delivery's been made. Thank you very much.
Before you even start to move, Irsa has already like caught up to you, and it's just sort of like, oh, you're for giving more food. Oh, I love people who do this sort of stuff. Do you need tips? Is there anything I can help you with? Can I help you carry stuff? Like, definitely has the like, I have had about 8 Red Bulls, and all of them are kicking in at once right now kind of vibe. It's just like, hey, no, hey, you look good. I like your outfit. Are you doing anything? Do you want to go dance?
Uh oh god. Well, you see, oh, Dang. Oh man, that's the notification of another order that have to go pick up for DoorDash, which is my job. Yeah, I've already said too much. Oh no. Thank you for what uh,
You
yeah.
see Sigrid comes like trotting up right next to Yrsa, and Sigrid has this very lovely like very bright beautiful blue almost purpley kind of eyes, blonde kind of hair, very light brown skin, is wearing what looks like fingerless gloves, and is just sort of like doing a very calming pet motion on Yrsa. It's like, Yrsa, you can't come on that strong to people. They're going to be overwhelmed. It's like, I don't feel like I'm that overwhelming. What did I do that's overwhelming? I told them they're cute, and I told them that like I'd really love to help them out. Do they not want money? That feels kind of rude to not do. Do you want like some
Tips
other
are
form?
handled through
Like, do
the
you want a
app.
smooch? Is that a weird to ask for to give as a payment? Do you want smooch? Do you want dancing? Do you want me to help you go into the party? Why don't we help you go into the party? It's just like
Uh,
Yrsa's like trying to lead you by the hand, and Secret is just like stop, like doing like a light boop on Yrsa's nose, the way you might do with like a very rolled up piece of newspaper on like a doggo. It's just like
mhm.
no,
uh,
no.
the, um uh, uh, I'm sorry. No, I mean, this is you're very kind. I um you're very I this is so much. People are fucking in the next room. I don't know how I feel about that. I I I don't know what I'm doing here. I um I don't know what I'm doing
It,
here.
oh, people are. People are. Oh, that's really strange. You know what? You know what? I respect other people's interests in certain kinds of public displays of affection and sexuality. It's not particularly my kind of thing, but I feel like it's really good for us to encourage alternative models of how we approach different kinds of displaying affection and doing all of that. Do you need more money, or is that okay? Wait, you seem like you're
You
kind of
said a
nervous.
lot of
I should
words.
probably go. Should I go? Secret. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go see. There's other cute people. I'm gonna go hang out with them. Goodbye. And you just see just very excitedly uh I'm trying to remember. Irsa just sort of heads off, and now you're just right now the only ones in the kitchen are you and Secret. And Secret just sort of has this long sigh and puts a hand to their face and is sort of like, uh, I apologize for Irsa. Irsa is, I don't want to say more excited than usual because they're kind of always like that. He he likes to show attention to people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just I don't need to unload. This is not my psychology class. I don't need to unload on you. No, but this it's very thank you very much
You
for your time. Um,
like
but while
cuts
I'm
you
here,
off right halfway through. It's like, dear, I have dealt with an overexcited. I've dealt with an overexcited puppy. That one has pissed off our parents quite a lot, I must say. Our father is not particularly inclined on us going out. In fact, the only reason I was able to go out tonight was to make sure I watched over Irsa, which is my way of, which is me agreeing to, is more me saying, I will vaguely pay attention to Irsa. If you would like someone, if you would like company, there is no expectations of anything happening. But if you would like company, I would be happy to have someone to help me with this. And I must say, you smell heavenly.
well, that's nice of someone to say. Thank you. Sorry.
Have you not had people say nice things about you before?
I mean, the only two people I know are actually at this party, and I have no idea where they are. And they anyway. Sorry. I'm Laurel. It's nice to
You
meet you.
say sorry far too much for someone so cute and so wonderful already. Your personality is quite lovely.
I have no idea where my friends are. I knowing I mean knowing one of them, they're probably sneaking into people's bags while they're not attending to their bags. that's actually probably exactly what they're doing, actually. And the other one, oh bless their heart, they're probably in the middle of the pack. I don't know.
If it helps, I'm used to having to deal with packs. As I said, Irsa likes having company around, and I'm often having to trail around them. Very tired most days as a result. But if you would like some company, I would enjoy being near you and having space, sharing space with you.
Thank you. I would like that. But really what I would like the most is to find my friends. I worry about Pandora sometimes. Pandora gets themselves in so much trouble needlessly sometimes, but
I
Pandora makes life a
understand the
little more
sentiment
exciting.
exactly. You hear a loud woo sort of like noise from nearby, and it's just like, oh dear, my sibling. I love you, sibling, but why do you do this?
Go
And
tend to them.
They will be fine. It is one evening in many months. I can let them be themselves. We don't always get to be ourselves all the time, anyways.
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to let your freak oh my god, I can never say this out of character. Fuck me. Hold on. Shit.
I
this
want
was
that
a really
to have been
tender
in
moment and then I
character,
ruined
though.
it. Fuck.
No, I think that actually makes it better.
It
I like
is.
imagining that was said by Laurel trying to get it out, and it's just like, dear.
I'm not used to saying words. I'm used to writing them.
Oh, you're a writer. Oh, that already makes you that much more attractive in my book, if I might say so. If that is too forward, then I will ease up. I do not want to push.
No, it's fine. What do you
Good.
do?
I write songs. I write poems dedicated to different adventures that people have done. I don't always get much time. I'm mostly helping my father with getting around to different places. He's not the best navigator.
No. Well, dads never are.
No, they aren't. But, you know, sometimes responsibilities get in the way of all of the fun. And and every other time, they really get in the way of all of the fun that I would rather have. But
you don't gotta tell me twice. But yeah,
I feel like you pay attention very well.
Well, when you're cast to the side, when you're cast to the side so much, all you can do is just pay attention to those around you and create worlds out of the little mini side stories you watch every day.
I hope more people pay attention to your worlds, sweet Laurel. You seem worth paying attention to in return. Move the scene away from that little moment. I think it's cute to end it on like Sigrid is looking you like straight in the eyes, and you can tell Sigrid has not actually been trying to look directly in your eyes that often. Sigrid's just sort of had a look of being kind of tired. Oh wait, no, carry on.
Is Sigrid 6'4", or is Sigrid like?
Sigrid's no. Sigrid is about your height. The centaur proportions work out to where their human half and like how they're stationed and such puts it to about your height. So like they're looking you right in the eyes. They're like they're eye level with you.
Oh, that's rare.
Yes, I know. I made things specifically for everyone in this group. You're welcome. I aim to please. And yes, I chose that phrasing intentionally. Carrying on. Carrying on, we move over to our last individual, our last member of the group. Where is Clover at during all this?
I imagine Clover is in the punk room off to the side somewhere with her clique.
Yeah, you have your whole group there, your little cohort, your band, a nice little gang of folks there. You have Evelyn. Eve is there with you, the individual who looks kind of like furries and such. You have Bernie, who does not like going by their actual name of Bernice because it sounds too much, it's too like long and weird to her. And then you also have Melvin, the like moth wing jacket individual who goes by Mel because it's like, do I look like a Melvin? Like, do I really seem like a Melvin kind of person? They're also the drummer because I think it's funnier if the person is like, do I seem like this kind of person as the drummer? But yeah, no, they're just kind of there with you. They're chilling out. All of them are very cute. Definitely like big punk rock, heavy metal, alt aesthetic to all three of them. Feel free to describe who these members have sworn fealty to in this situation. What does Clover look like?
Okay. So Clover's like 5'10", 5'11". The others are a little more heavier alt. She has more of a folk punk kind of vibe. She's got like a dungaree with a skirt and definitely some fishnets, and she's got her hair up in space buns, and then it's split down the middle. One half is dyed black and one half is dyed white.
Less. I love dual tone hair colors. It's like my favorite almost tropey kind of thing. Don't care if it is. It's great every single time. What's Clover up to? Clover's hanging out with her group. Are they scoping out anyone in particular? Are they looking around for folks? What's on Clover's mind right now?
She's definitely scoping out the room to see who's here, like who she can interact with at some point. So anybody who's in the room, Pandora, I think Laurel stepped in. They could notice. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to them later. And
if you're roaming around looking at some different folks, you do see someone who definitely was enjoying herself. He has he has light brown skin, has a sweatshirt, kind of top that has circles missing around the shoulders, like some of the fabric is gone from there, and to show shoulders, very broad, very muscular physique, but doesn't it's not obvious, but you can tell by the way the clothing is clinging to them. Very, very clearly muscular and built. Orange scarf has smaller antlers and has a very playful and mischievous kind of look to them. Face shape, think kind of like Velma from Scooby Doo kind of vibe, but if Velma had like two rows of very sharp teeth. So for some of you, the ideal lesbian, as we have recently discovered the canon, is she's gay. Y'all can stay angry. We got another one. She's ours. You can't claim her anymore. So you see someone like that. The blonde bombshell haired individual with the studs, the collar with kind of like spikes to it, and also currently wearing a pair of heart-shaped glasses with the rims are entirely white, and has a big energy of "don't fuck with me or waste my time" that's coming off of her. And then there's another person in here who has a similar kind of like aesthetic, but hair is like two long ass like pigtails of like almost magenta-ish kind of toned hair, just kind of but it also looks like the front has kind of like a rockabilly like style, like big like Latinx kind of like rockabilly, Chicano rockabilly vibes to it. And spike collar, leather jacket, also has this big smile on her face, really lush like eyelashes and such, wingtip makeup like going all the way over here and making like whole little patterns across her face. Also different vibe of like punk more rockabilly, like punk kind of vibes. Still kind of like everyone's got that understanding of just we all come from the same punk family. We just go in a bunch of different directions. And yeah, that's who you see all around here.
Uh, Clover's going to like talk to specifically to Eve first. Uh, to like, hey, you should like get out there and dance. Let's go, come with me, kind of thing, and then pull Eve onto the dance floor. Um, and just try to get Eve to like dance with somebody while making her way towards this specific person that you just described.
Oh, the last one,
Yes,
the
yeah.
rockabilly one. I thought the rockabilly one might gain your approval, Sophia. You're welcome. But yeah, no, Eve can definitely like head on over, and there's an initial sense of maybe like trying to connect, but and this person definitely looks like they're having a lot of fun and like dances with this person for a little bit. Dances with the rockabilly haircut person for a bit, but then kind of like comes back and is like, that person has so much energy, I can't keep up. Like, just she's so bright and happy, but also like she knows like 12 albums going back for a band that's been around for like 30 years. She knows like makes a list of different bands that haven't been referenced in your scene for ages, but they're all like seminal groups that have been impactful to all of the like early parts of the scene. Like it would sound hipster if it wasn't just for the fact like no, this is just genuinely like loves a ton of music, and you're like listen to a couple of like some of the local folk punk scene, just saying.
Okay, good job. You go have fun. And I mean it this time. Don't just lurk in the corner.
I don't lurk in the corner. I just stay out of view of everyone else and I end up in a spot that is not in the center. All right, all right. Sort of has a look of like I promise I'm not just gonna like disappear and only show up like once every now and then, and people are gonna wonder if they saw me or something. Like has a sheepish look but starts walking over, and you see like the rockabilly girl Clover is definitely looking at you.
Yeah, Clover's going to make her approach then.
Hey, how's it going? You look great.
Oh, thank you. You seem to be
I love
having
the
a
hair,
good
by the
time.
way.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having such a good time here. I was having a pretty okay time, then a pretty good time. The music kicked in, and now you came over, and now I'm having a great time.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Do you want to get closer to the stage?
Oh, to the stage. I thought you were just talking about me. I'll say yes to either one. Like definitely like as close as you feel comfortable with her being, she's definitely like just dances closer to you. She's like she's very clear in her intentions. Like she just wants to dance, she just wants to smooch, she just wants to have some fun this evening.
In which case, I think Clover will relax and start dancing as well.
Good. Hey, you can ease up. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be good. See you got your own little, like crew over there. All of them are cute. Do they want to be involved with us too?
give it a moment and then we'll make some introductions.
Oh, I like it. I like a girl in command. I love that. Makes me feel all good and happy. And you also see the happier she gets too, you see spreading kind of around the dance floor. You see this like little line of poinsettias that just seems to be spreading at different points. And everywhere it goes, people just like feel this burst of happiness that's happening. Like as intense and as like aggressive and different points of the music. Because it's like such a dissonance to it of like this happy, almost go lucky person is the most aggressive music you're hearing in the background of just like chunky ass basic chords being played on maybe mildly like wonked out speakers because folks are like cheap with what the instruments and gear that they're using, but it works. It's noise, but it's your kind of scene's noise.
Yeah, I think Clover's just she starts to have a good time. Like she's very aware of her status a lot of times, so she doesn't necessarily always relax, but she's having a good time, enjoying the music, and is just dancing.
You want to be alone for a bit? Just us? Do you want some space for a bit? Just checking in. I know there's a lull in the music, like folks are just taking a break, like having drinks and such. You see some folks have set stuff on top of like the speakers and like the amps and everything, and there's like a change out of the crew who's playing. But in the lull, you definitely see them like kind of moving close, like with the noise of folks just being happy next to you and just sort of like lean into your, hey, are you gonna be okay for right now? Is your energy good? Do you need to sit down at all? Do you want to be alone, like have some space, or do you want to be alone? Maybe.
I'm feeling good. I could do with finding a space for me and you.
I like that. I would really like that. So Sophia, so Clover, uh, I would like you to roll turn someone on for me. That would be this is I'm modifying this move just a little bit for the situation, but likely there will be something positive, but I will consider the other effects depending on what you roll. But just tell me what your result is, and I'll let you know what happens.
I believe. Yeah, that is an 11.
Jeez. Okay. And gain a string on them, and they choose reaction from below. So, I'd like you to choose whichever one of those you want, and you have a string just to spend to whomever, because I think this is a moment of like you're in your element, you getting to enjoy yourself and be happy, and the whole room feels it. There's a presence to you that everyone in the room feels it. So you have a free string to spend whenever you would like, which is a reminder to folks. You can use them to tempt someone to do what you want, give someone a condition, or add one to a roll against them. Thank you, Sire. Why now? I'm doing queer things over here. Leave me alone. But do they give themselves to you? Do they promise something they think you want? Or is there something I'm gonna modify get embarrassed and act awkward? Do they get embarrassed and act awkward towards you? Which response would you like?
Let's go with they give themselves to me.
The music happens, and it's not quite like a slow dance lead up. It's more like a rocking out and just being together, bodies close, enjoying the heat and intensity. But there's definitely that moment of like I don't know if Clover's the type to like put a hand to the neck or put a hand to the face or what have you, to the cheek. And like she he looks up at you and he say, by the way, I'm Mercedes. And I'm ready if you are. Just
Yeah, I'm Clover. I'm ready.
yeah. And there's a room nearby, and you see there is a very comfy bed, and the room, there's just a spot like an extension to a bit of ways from the music room that just seems to appear out of nowhere. It seems like the castle just modifies itself whenever folks need new things added to it. And there's protection of whatever kind you need. There are restraints, very strong blankets and such, towels, all of the other accoutrements you might need for such an occasion. But you're allowed to enjoy yourselves for as long as you want. However much you want to do. We will, of course, not be explicit, but you have time with someone. Mercedes is very giddy throughout the entire thing, and it's just sort of like it's my first time getting to come to a party to get to have fun with people like this. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Definitely, like there's a moment, there's just a crack, and the like joyfulness, or just kind of gets almost like shy, like leaning into you, like right next to you, like in the bed, and it's just like I don't I don't always get to have these kind of moments with folks the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And regardless of whatever hanky panky happens, there is a genuine moment either before or after or during, whichever, that kind of looks over and is like, "Hey, do you, do you mind cuddling me for a little bit? I'd really like that."
Yeah, we can do that.
And just sort of like leans in close and is like holding on to you like very tightly and very warmly, and is definitely like giving like very long tender kisses whenever possible. And you feel free to decide however much Clover's into it or not into it. Whatever happens, Mercedes is very fine with it, even if it's just a fling or just a one night kind of vibe. Very clearly makes the time to talk with you, make clear your expectations about stuff. Is this is just like, let's have some fun and enjoy ourselves? Down for that. Communication is had, and she's like, "You're really cute, and this is really great. I feel pretty special, even if I'm maybe not your first time doing something like this. I get."
You're also cute. You should know that. And you should feel special because I think you are special.
You're bad at flirting.
I
Actually,
know.
you're not. You're really good at flirting. Actually, please do more of that if you wouldn't mind. I'm definitely like immediate like tries to like hold it together and then immediately breaks. No, actually, you're really good. I'm really red right now. Like has that look of like a partner or someone who's really into you, who's just sort of like, stop looking at me. I already feel like pretty and all that stuff. You can't make me feel good and all that too. Was definitely giving you one of those kinds of looks.
I think Clover just pulls her close, and I don't think she says anything, but she just kind of hold her close.
It's a bit right now. Everyone's sort of having their own time. Pandora is dancing with some folks, being led out safely, probably in view of Laurel at this point. Coming out of the party, you see Pandora, like, kind of a little roughed up from the mosh pit and everything, with the reindeer antlered cutie. Gwen by the you could probably also spot Gwen a little bit by drinking next to the very very tall bubblegum pink haired bat winged individual who Gwen, depending on if you did choose to talk to this person or not, let me figure out where's her name. Would have given you the name Beatrice or B. And Clover's probably coming out later at this point, unless you're sticking with your fun for the night. Probably be able to round a little bit later into the evening, come out, and the rest of you are able to see Clover. This will be the last question. Be as detailed on this one as you want. Does it look obvious what you've been up to? Have you tried to clean up, or are you just full like I know what I was doing? I was having fun. I don't know what the hell the rest of you were doing.
I think she has tried to clean up, but I think it's still obvious.
You got the flush and everything in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
So right around now, with everyone sort of kind of getting a view of each other, reacting however you will, that you hear the voice speak out against everyone. You hear Diaz/Seth's voice speak out, like, "Hey there, everybody. I hope you've all been having fun. Just wanted to remind you that at any given point, you want to make things a little bit more interesting. You're welcome to indulge in being yourselves as fully as you would like. I'm sure some of you have more of yourselves to share. Only if you want to. No one will judge you if you don't. But why don't we just make that a little bit easier for you to take part in if you want? Have fun, everybody. You remember, you're here to share all yourselves that you feel comfortable sharing, including your darkest selves." And there is a kind of a wash and light everywhere. There's just this slight pulse hitting everything. It feels like the veil pulls back even more around the whole of the castle. And there is a kind of a uptick in energy, frenzy, and intensity to all the different rooms. As I mentioned this to my players during session 0, but viewers, our players now have access whenever they would like to their darkest selves. And I think that's a good time to take a break, because I believe we are at roughly the halfway point, and this is a good spot with all of the sweet, wholesome, cute, and also post-coital related affairs that have happened for at least one of you, to see what business happens between our party fully, now that whenever you would like, you may shift immediately into your darkest selves. Interact with who you'd like, have fun. But we'll see y'all in about roughly 10 minutes after our break, and see you all for some more Wonderlust, everybody. Take care. See you in 10. Hello there, lovelies. It's good to have you back. You've been enjoying yourselves? Have you been comfortable? Fixed your posture? Gotten some water? Taken your meds and all that? We want you to be real nice and comfortable because things might be a little bit more forward during the second half. You come back during our holiday one-shot series here that we're having. This is, I believe, we're on 4 or 6 of it. We have 16 total games. I lose track of which one we're on. We're a good chunk of the way through many games happening for our holiday one-shot series here during the holidays. And you're here with us for some Monster Hearts, where our group has finally met up with each other in varying states of flush and or excitement status, and now have felt the sense that that power of the supernatural, their connection to things beyond the everyday world, has become available to them beyond just in a state of duress, meaning they can access their darkest selves at any given time. But right now, we are at a party in a castle, a literal fucking castle, and you all see each other once again interacting. Because it's been a bit, I'm gonna circle over to Gwen in this moment, and then I'm probably gonna circle over to Pandora in terms of like starting things off for us. But what's Gwen been doing all this time? Just taking a sip, drinking, enjoying herself?
I think, yeah, like really probably not interacting with the other person at the table because we have kind of a silent agreement of like we're just both here to be alone. So Gwen's kind of looking around, and I think going through the stuff that she's gotten to see if she can connect, like, okay, let's see if I can figure out whose phone this is, because the sympathetic tokens are really more useful, really only useful, I would say, if she knows whose they are. So she's kind of going through that stuff. And I think also looking out for the other three. So basically, like, you know, some people I actually know in Pandora, Clover, and Laurel. So just kind of intel gathering, I think.
Yeah, and you definitely the individual next to you who just like there's an exchange of names, and that was like the only thing you said to one another beyond the just like understanding of like I don't bother you, you don't bother me kind of vibe.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe an exchange of names, and then maybe when Gwen went to go get another vodka soda, like got something for the other person, just, you know, to be hospitable.
And like she kind of Ray kind of responds to you, and like after that, and like as you're walking away, just says hey, um thanks for not bothering me with a lot of like really idle chit chat. I kind of just wanted to take in a lot of the music here amidst all the other noise. Sometimes when I come to this stuff, I get hit on like really a lot by people. I think they kind of assume all this like very like strong aesthetic despite being very cozy and vibe, like the whole bat wings and the horns, like not hiding it at all. It's like I think they kind of assume I'm down for a lot more than I actually am.
I wouldn't dare to impose on anyone else's solitude.
I mean, if you are asking for more time, I don't think I'd think of it like an imposition.
I think Gwen is like kind of stops for a second and is like, I enjoy the type of time that we've had so far.
Me too.
Goes and gets whatever drink.
And she you definitely like after you've walked away and such, you definitely see a note that's been like slipped into your pocket that just has it just says Beatrice and it has a number on it.
I I put that, so I think it's like the pocket of my cloak that they've slipped it into, and I think I kind of like pull aside my cloak a little bit, and you can see that like I have like like a messenger bag basically under the cloak because I have to keep all of my things in it, like all my spell stuff. And so I just kind of tuck it in there, this too big of bag.
Yeah, but you see everybody. You see everyone else. You see Clover mildly flushed. You see Pandora with a broken nose and a little roughed up, and Laurel with walking with Siegfried, or is Laurel just coming in alone at this moment? What is the vibe
I
with Laurel?
yeah, I think they're to I mean, they're together, but they're not together, you know? They're just, keeping each other company, I think is the best way of putting it. Like very, yeah, very that.
Pandora, you have the reindeer cutie who was dancing with you before and who pulled you out of the main pit, who gave the name Astrid, just like right next to you, and just like, do you want to be left? Do you want you with them, or you know, you want space? Is this a members only kind of thing? Like, is looking between you, Pandora, and the group, and is like, wanna talk later?
Oh my God. You were talking to me this whole time. I
Yeah,
was.
Pandora.
My name's
Slash
Pandora.
Anita, the
Hi.
player. You are playing
Hi.
Pandora. You are a character. This is
Hey,
not just a
everybody.
meet cute you get to watch.
I everything was really cool. I'm sorry. What was happening? What is being I will say I will bring us back to like this person. What was their name?
Okay, let me
Um,
let me set the setting details.
please.
So for Anita's benefit, we have someone who just fucked with Clover coming right by.
We love to see
We
it.
have we love to see it. We love this. We love this for them. We love this for her. Let her live her best life. We see Laurel is walking in with though no clear signs of affection, just like walking in with a very cute centaur. And you see Gwen coming over as well, and you have Astrid, the reindeer antlered queer, like gender fucking individual who pulled you out of the mosh pit zone, is asking you like, is this just a you kind of thing? Because it sounds like it's picked up, and I kind of want to go back in.
Yeah, I think that after Astrid like really sort of rescued her from the mosh pit, they tried to start like dancing, and like once she got out of like high alert, completely failed a roll like on some a little bit of a bent type of stuff. I think she was like, oh, um, when she sort of returned to herself, I do not really do dancing. Um, thank you, Astrid. Um, and I think like as like sort of leaving the space, she'll she really I think Pandora thinks that Astrid is very cute, and did enjoy like going ham in the mosh pit with Astrid, and is going to sort of like bat her eyes, twirl her hair, and say, oh, well, if you wish to return, do not let me stop you. But and she'll sort of like pull them in very, very quickly, take out her phone, and snap a selfie if they are like, if it seems like they're good with that. Um,
Definitely.
but
There is very, very clear, like, open receptive vibes. And real quick, want to thank DM Studios for the raid with 15
hey,
person raid. Thank you so much.
hey,
You're here
yo,
with us for the more hopefully feral, or at least second half of our Monster Hearts one shot game we're having here. This is for a serious, be a whole different picture, everybody. Got even more things I could throw in, but gonna leave it as just hijinks for the one Asian for now. But yeah, no,
Um,
they're receptive. They go back in afterwards, but they
I
also like hold onto your phone for a sec and they type in their number into your phone.
yeah, I think like as Pandora pulls them in, she's gonna want to like touch and get close in a way that's like posing for the selfie, but also trying to turn them on and convince them to like, yeah, call me later. Uh, but it seems like they're already like on a call me later type run. So we're good. Like don't let my nasty rolls like mess up Pandora's good time. Let's do it.
Rancid rolls.
Rancid rolls.
But
So
yeah,
the group is together again. So what happens, folks? What follows from this? You all see Clover, you all see Gwen, you all see Laurel, you all see Pandora. What happens next?
I think Laurel like scans the crowd and like then spots um Pandora and like does a little and then makes like this kind of motion, be like,
um, yeah. As soon as eye contact is made, and if you're still with your friend
Centaur Bud.
centaur bud of some sort, I think like she's going to take note of that, take note of the person that Laurel is with, and just like make a beeline towards the both of you. Um, like I think Laurel would notice that like the earrings that Pandora is wearing, there are like sprigs of laurel leaves like attached to them. Um, and yeah, like Pandora's kind of intense, and will sort of like go up to go up to you. Well, go up to the person you've befriended at this party, and talk to you like while just like unabashedly looking this person up and down, and say, "You have gone to a party and made a friend, all on your own."
That's not important right now. What happened to your face? Let's
Um,
go to the kitchen and look at this. Under better lighting.
um, yeah, I think that Pandora is going to like take that as like a flirting. She doesn't notice that anything's wrong with her face. Um, like, oh, you like my makeup? Thank you. I did
No, you're
spend very,
gushing
very.
blood. It's fucking up your makeup.
um, oh, I guess this happens from time to time. A lot more recently since I have come here. You have very good eyes. You can bring me to kitchen and clean me up if you would like.
Sigrid, I'm so sorry. Do you mind if we just take like a couple minutes? I'll meet you back. This is one of the people I was like, I'm sorry. I'm saying so much. Bye. And then they like push with both their palms like and steer Pandora into the direction of the kitchen just to be like, God, the second I leave, take my eyes off of my friend, you injure yourself.
There is, yeah, Secret sort of has like is like okay with it, like very openly, while Laurel is able to see them, like see their face, is okay with it. But I will say Gwen and Clover probably catch that Sigrid has a slightly crestfallen face, like a oh, that didn't work out kind of look. But also you hear a very loud like wolf howling at the moon kind of sound coming from one of the other runes, rooms, not runes. It would be a very different thing if it were runes. It's not Elden Ring, I promise. God, I hope it's not Elden Ring. I like Elden Ring before people get mad at me. Definitely here as Secret starts almost like trotting over, it's like, oh no, your says at it again. And you maybe catch like a full giant wolf somewhere in one of the rooms, just starting to like bound around with people. People are riding the wolf.
And that's not a euphemism for anything?
So Laurel,
Yeah,
it's better if I don't answer that question.
I know that Pandora is like, as she's getting pushed out of the room and towards the kitchen, is just looking back at. I am awful at names, and you've made a adventure with so many names. But
You
Laurel's
wanted
friend,
hot people,
Laurel's
for Christ's
friend,
sake.
gonna
Laurel's friend, Secret,
and just
Scandinavian,
and
hence
just
the
be
name.
like looking back and doing like a knowing sort of wave and look as she's bleeding and getting pushed into the kitchen.
Yeah, there's definitely like one of those it's the shrug. It's the like non-committal shrug that's big for anyone who's ever seen the old Hanna-Barbera Flintstones cartoons where the dinosaurs go, "It's a living," and look at the camera. It's one of those kinds of shrugs. Just like, well, you know, it happened.
I think when the other two are like kind of going off together towards the kitchen, Gwen was like on the lookout for them and sees them kind of take off and is going to, I think, like get like maybe put a hand on Clover, like go to Clover, like get their attention and say like, hey, good to see you. We better go catch up with our friends, or who knows what they're gonna do if it's just the two of them together. And I was under the impression we were supposed to be having a fun party time all together. So, and is definitely giving you, Clover, a look of like, I didn't think we were all running off and hooking up first thing. I thought we were meeting up with our friends.
We could do that, but you do know that Mel was hoping to see you tonight, right?
I mean, what's new?
Oh, come on, Gwen. You could play nice.
Okay, but I've heard that if this, you know, if you're going to a sex party, what you're supposed to do is find the most intimidating person there, and then you have to go up and try to peg them. And so I'm really gonna have to do that before I can do anything else.
I mean, I can help with that as well if that's what you want to do, but you don't need to start so big.
I mean, you have to establish dominance, I think, when you're at a place like this.
I do think you're talking about prison, but...
No, prison is you have to punch someone. This is a different scenario.
You can also pick someone. It is Pandora says from the other room.
Yeah.
As soon as we fix your nose, you can peg whoever you want.
It's very like, whenever something like that happens, I always think of in Muppet Treasure Island when they're like, how does she do that? Like hearing something from another room. So yeah, I think I'm like, look, Clover, if you don't want to come with me and meet up with everybody, we don't have to, but I wanted to at least try to grab you before we all get split up again.
Okay. We can go. We can go to the kitchen. That's fine. That is where they went. Yes, it looks like that's where they were heading.
You can maybe get some water.
Okay, fine. I'll drink some water.
We head to the kitchen.
Yeah. There's some folk who definitely are. This is the funniest way I can think of to say this, but I don't know if y'all know the SpongeBob meme image where he's just like, whoo, whoo, but like looking down at the ground, just kind of like that was a lot. There's definitely some people who definitely have that look. You don't know for what reason or whatsoever. Like you're not quite certain why. It could be for any number of reasons. Could be for dancing. It could be for being close with people. It could be for other reasons. But you do see that there are two other folks who are in there. One, kind of a dark brown skin, fatter woman, has her hair up in a ponytail, kind of square framed glasses. They have a little necklace with a skull on it, and they're wearing kind of like mustard orange, uh, kind of like sweatshirt that has circles like cut out from around the shoulders, so it shows like she's definitely like a bigger lady, and she's looking like kind of nervous, kind of shy, like they don't quite know how they ended up here. It's somewhere between like deer caught in the headlights and also like I'm not here, this isn't happening kind of vibes. So very skittish. And someone else who is talking to them, who kind of pointed ears, not super tall, like maybe 5'3", 5'4" max, and has kind of deep bluish skin that kind of looks constantly wet, and a mane of hair, like massive, like straight hair. The individual has what appears to be like a seal skin tied around their waist, and is just kind of like and has a pair of like circular glasses, and like extremely handsome, extremely attractive, but very much energy of like, I don't know why everyone gets flustered around me. Like everyone just like starts doing nice stuff whenever I get near them and is very sweet, and I don't know why. I haven't done anything to earn it. And definitely have the vibes of you've seen this person before. They have the name of Ashlyn, Aislin, and definitely has gives off the sense of like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't get humans. I come here like once whenever the veil parts, like every so often, and I still don't get people. Might you see this person? And the other full-figured woman in the kitchen, as all of you head in, Pandora, you're being attended to by Laurel.
Laurel, that was very rude. You didn't even introduce me to your new friend. It seems they have gone away. I was very excited to see them.
I'm sorry, I just saw that your nose was bleeding and you looked hurt, and you're the only person I really know like super super well here, and like I just was really nervous about like who hurt you, and I'm I just
Laurel,
I couldn't.
I am messing with you. It is okay. They did seem very cute, and you looked like you were having fun. You look even cuter when you are flustered, though. Come, let us patch me up, it seems. And
Yeah, I mean
she's...
you can go peg whoever you want. That's, I mean, like that's up to you. That's like, you know, that's what you, yeah, that's what you came here to do. I just, you know, it, you know, it's better without a broken nose from what I've heard.
Um, like, I think that Pandora is like really focused. This is not the first time that Pandora has had a broken nose, and it will not be the last. She like isn't too worried about it, and it shouldn't like take too long for her to fix. It is helpful to have like um, an extra pair of hands, though. Um,
Yeah.
And she'll sort of like try to like go to a part of the kitchen and one of the sinks that are farthest away from the food, because not everybody is into having blood in their charcuterie. Um, Yeah, not everybody's into having blood in their
It's
charcuterie.
an acquired taste.
No.
Um, but it's a fairly simple thing to like reset the nose and like wipe away the blood, I would imagine. Um, but like at the end of it, I will say that Pandora turns to you and says, "It sounded like Gwen wanted to peg. Uh, I am not averse to pegging tonight, but this is I am more interested in finding out what is new about this place. This is a very new place. Have you heard of the mosh pits? Incredible. You can fight everyone, and no one calls the police.
Speechless.
Oh,
My-
They like they like grab some paper towels and like run them under hot water, like run the paper towels under hot water to like help like loosen up, some stuff and help clean up. And as you're like telling them about the mosh pit, and they go, well, well, I mean, you see, a big crowd of people, lots of many people. It sounds like, that's not something that I think that would be a thing that I would enjoy. No, very much. No, oh my God, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay, Pandora? I don't know what would happen to you if you were actually hurt. I don't know. I don't know if you were actually hurt. I'm sorry.
um, yeah, I think Pandora is going to sort of, yeah, grab you by like the front of your cardigan and like bring you down to her level so that you are like at eye contact, and say, yeah, I am fine. You have saved me. Thank you, Laurel. Um,
I
You, I'm gonna interject in this moment solely because of the closeness. Pandora, I'd like
oh,
you. Does is it if it's appropriate for this, Laurel? Does it okay if I ask Pandora to do turn someone on?
Oh, I was gonna roll for. I was gonna ask to do icebreaker. When
Oh,
someone speaks to
oh,
break a silence or start a new conversation, you may roll with dark.
yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it. Roll with dark. Do it. So roll with dark.
That is a 9.
That's a 9. Okay. And a 7 and
Dur-
9. Choose one question, and during this conversation, you both blurt out truthful answers to it. So, what is the question?
what do you intend to do?
um,
Well,
yeah, I think one of Pandora's intentions just for the night um, was to get closer to Laurel. Um, like in a yeah, like this was like a big intention of like I think the biggest intention was like find out more about myself. What do I like? What is this new home that I'm in? Second intention was like I've got to like find a way to get closer to this person from English 101.
may I ask a clarifying question from a GM
Yeah.
level? Pandora, does any of your intentions involve Laurel?
Yes.
Okay. Laurel, what are your answers to the question?
I have suddenly lost the Zoom. Hold on. There it is. I was going through like all my PDFs. Yeah, Laurel's intention during all of this. I mean, I they weren't 100% what their feelings were for Pandora before this party. They I think seeing them hurt was kind of like that click moment for them. Truly their intentions were just to help clean them up. Um but they wouldn't be opposed to a little I don't know. I'm thinking this is a very never been kissed moment. you know? Yeah. Yeah, they just don't know, beyond like figuring out that they have feelings for somebody, what comes next kind of moment.
Okay. Given that that's the nature of the response, are you okay with me, Amber the player, asking for a keep your cool roll, given that
Yeah.
you have this awareness? So let's go with keep your cool to follow up icebreaker.
Yeah.
So that is roll with cold. See how that
Okay.
interaction, and then I'm going to switch attention back over to Gwen and Clover coming in,
Of
because you're going to
course.
come in on this
That's what
moment.
I was gonna ask. Like, this would be a good
Yes,
time.
no, the pacing. I'm shifting the camera as much as I can. Everybody, I have to. I'm one person running around. It's like we're trying to do this all in like a single take for the entire movie.
Yeah.
And you know how hard it is to get one shot, well, a single take one and like a 30-minute sequence. It's really hard, people.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. So that is 2 experience, and let's see. Keep you cool. So, don't get to ask a question about the situation. What are you afraid of most in this situation, Laurel? And then I will base how your vulnerability or what you have to go through with from that.
I'm afraid of getting rejected and cast to the shadows again.
In general or specific to Pandora?
Specific to Pandora. Pandora is one of 2 people that have made Laurel feel seen and not background. The other person's with Clover.
So, you rolled low, so I'm gonna give this a messy one. So, yeah. How about you either choose you get a condition that puts you in a more precarious situation, or you blurt out your intentions, like more directly to Pandora being right there with you as both Clover and Gwen are coming in.
All right. Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
You can choose between a condition that
Mm-hmm.
will persist or very directly blurting out something that will make clear where you're at with Pandora. Like, because Pandora, like from your answer to the question, because of the way how Icebreaker works,
Yeah.
will have some inclination of like you definitely have interest. The depth of interest will be what you blurt out versus just having a condition, which I'm gonna say, God, this would make it very socially awkward. Probably your condition is gonna be desperate.
Oh.
That's why it's both of them are brutal, but you rolled low. You got the 2 experience for it, but you rolled low.
Yeah, no worries.
So which
all
one?
right. I guess I'm gonna blurt out the thing. Yeah. I Pandora, I know you noticed me, but I didn't know until I just saw you how much I wanted you to notice me.
Right as that's finishing being said, Clover and Gwen, you walk in on that moment, that exact moment of like, didn't know how much wanted you to notice me.
Aren't you too cute?
I think Gwen isn't not interested in Pandora and Laurel. And so seeing this tender moment between the two of them that Gwen is kind of feels excluded from is going to just kind of look at both of you, and you can see like she and Laurel were like probably talking about something, and kind of like Gwen's opening up a little bit and is like with friends, with people that she feels a little more comfortable with, and you can just see that go away, and her face goes cold and stony and is going to go into her darkest self.
I'm afraid.
But nothing more
So-
than that. Isn't hexing, but just you can see she is hardening her heart.
Yeah. So, Taylor, you want to do me a favor and read the darkest self so folks understand my personal fear of the witch voice.
The darkest self for the witch is: the time for subtlety and patience is over. You're too powerful to put up with their garbage any longer. You hex anyone who slights you. All of your hexes have unexpected side effects and are more effective than you are comfortable with. To escape your darkest self, you must offer peace to the one you have hurt the most.
Palpable, folks. Palpable witch aura emanating off of Gwen. So, see this? Pandora, Laurel, response?
Yeah, I think that um, Pandora's eyes have been like a light and like glittering a little bit since like hearing that confession. And
I'm so sorry. My internet blipped for a second. Can you
Oop.
repeat that?
Okay.
Pandora's eyes are alight and glittering, like as um as she hears that sort of confession from you, Laurel. And I think upon like I think like an aura like passes through the entire kitchen, like the poor innocent bystanders that are just trying to get some charcuterie, like probably like drop one of their plates, like, and I think Pandora just it's just enough to like get Pandora out of this like moment, um, and she'll like uh sort of like release your cashmere sweater, and say, friends, this is some party, yeah. Oh, Clover, you look happy.
Thank you. Like, just kind of
You're
eyeing
muted, Em.
everyone.
You're muted, Sophia.
I forgot about that. Just thank you. And just kind of like watching everyone like get some water.
Yeah. Yep. And Laurel like undoes the freeze and like moves away from the sink. I think I want to run away.
Honestly, that makes sense. I was like about to. I'm like, I'm gonna let Laurel tell me on this one, but this seems like the exact moment for a runaway. Let's do that. Let's do it. So this is gonna
Yeah.
be roll with volatile. Considering the luck of everyone's rolls tonight, it's either gonna be terrible or amazing. There
Fuck
is
me,
no
that's a
between.
6. Well, that's another 2 experience points,
So that's
friends.
another. So another 2 experience. So run away. On a 10, 10 up, you get away to a safe place. On a 7 and 9, you get away but choose one. So you run into something worse, you cause a big scene, or you leave something behind. 6 or below, which is what you rolled. You pick 2 of those.
What? Oh shit, where were they? Fuck. Hold
You
on,
run
I
into
gotta.
something worse, you cause a big scene, or you leave something behind.
Okay.
If you need me to repeat it, I will one more
No,
time.
no, no. I leave the cardigan behind, and it does make something worse. It probably makes Gwen's darkest self worse, actually.
Because I'm another recipient of one of your cardigans.
Yeah. Another fucking cardigan. God damn it, this bitch is leaving cardigans everywhere.
These
We
cardigans
said
mean
that during
nothing
character
to
creation
them.
that it was a cardigan. Okay, so Gwen.
Shedding cardigans like a cat in the summer. Golly.
No, that's Katiana. Katiana's the cat. Remember? We talked about this during break. The cat's the one heading the. This is not relevant to the viewers. This is totally relevant to me enjoying this because, yeah, Clover, you see Gwen in full here. Laurel, I don't think you necessarily get away because usually the from what I'm seeing on the move, I think it's also fair to say you also don't get away. You like try and get away and you like stumble and that drops the card and you run into
Yeah.
something worse.
I have a.
Or you cause something worse, which is Gwen.
Yeah.
So what happens, Gwen?
I think, however it happens that Pandora, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm imagining Pandora ends up with the cardigan because you were holding it. So like, however that happens, maybe I don't know if Laurel just like shrugs out of it in an attempt to get out of here. What the situation is, but I think
Imagining Looney Tunes is like dropping down a hole effect to just like out of the cardigan and then running or trying to
just
run.
the cardigan is left. I think Gwen sees Pandora holding the cardigan. And then I think digs around in her bag and pulls out another cardigan and extends it to wherever Laurel is. Either you're on the way out, and just kind of tosses it in Laurel's direction and is like, I guess you'll need this now, huh?
Yeah.
Gwen, let me shut someone down.
Okay. I am going to, in getting rid of the cardigan, I'm gonna, because sympathetic tokens count as a string for me, so I am gonna use that string to add +1 to this roll against Laurel, which means I get a +3.
Sense.
Sorry. Okay, so that's a 10.
Oof. On the wallflower. The wallflower taking L and then an L and then a capital L. Shut someone down. We shut someone down. On a 10 up, choose from 1 below, and there's no additional issues. So they lose a string on you. They have no strings on you, gain 1 on them. They gain a condition, or you take 1 forward.
Ooh. Do you have strings on me? Yeah, Amber, I can't remember.
I have one. I gain. Oh no, I do have one. No,
Let me see if
I
have
gave.
I might have it written down.
Shit, my brain is frozen.
I have it written down. Clover gains a string on Gwen, who has seen her rummaging through a friend's stuff, and Gwen has a sympathetic token from Laurel and Pandora.
But Amber, Laurel doesn't
I do have a string. I do
You
have a string on Gwen.
You
Laurel,
lose it.
yes. Notice you, so you have one string. Yep, because Gwen noticed you, so you do have one string.
Yeah, I think in this
So
moment,
Gwen can choose to.
Sorry, I think that there was like some lag. I think.
No. That's me monologuing too much. I did the villain problem where it just kept going. I have to cut it off at 25 seconds instead of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Carry on, Taylor.
Yeah, I think Gwen just kind of tosses this cardigan to you and is like, I guess you'll need this. And again, you just feel like this iciness coming from Gwen, which you've done nothing wrong in this moment, but Gwen feels wronged from thinking that you were close, and this to her is proof that you're not as close as she thought the two of you were. And yeah, and you lose the string on her.
Damn. Laurel really can't take being in the spotlight right now. Like,
it's the worst position for you to be in for your playbook and you. Here's what I'm going to say, Clover. Do you have a reaction to this? Because I feel like, especially since Laurel's in a bad position, Clover also gets another like chance to chime in on this if they want to.
I think Clover, she sets her glass down on the counter. And looks at Laurel. Right. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. Thank you for asking. This is why I don't get close to people. Okay. All right. I think, no, I'm not going to activate my darkest self. I don't think that's ready. I don't think it's time. But Gwen, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did other than have a crush on Pandora. But Pandora's nose is broken. Can we divert attention to Pandora, whose nose is very much actually broken right now, please?
It is fixed. I think that Pandora is super confused. We were all pals having a good time going out to a party, and suddenly our friend who grabbed like some of our stuff is now has like a Nen aura like from Hunter x Hunter that's just like, ooh, we don't want to approach that.
Why do I hear boss music all of a sudden?
Yeah. So I think that Pandora is going to like sort of like in all her 5'6" and heels like grandeur sort of just step up as much as she can to Gwen and say, I am not sure what's going on here, but that did not seem very kind. Do we have a problem?
I don't have a problem. Do you have a problem?
See, you say you don't have a problem, but your voice, it sounds like there's a problem.
I'm fine.
Um, what did you want out of this party?
I mean, I guess I thought that we were gonna hang out and do some. I don't know. I don't know. I don't come to parties, and so I thought we were going to. I don't know. All see each other, do some dancing, something like that, and then, you know, which this is fine. I guess I just didn't understand what was going on. But Clover went off and fucked somebody, and you two are in here flirting, and I thought we were just. I thought this was a friend hang, but I feel like that's on me. I should have known that that's not what we were doing.
Clover fuck somebody?
Oh, is it not obvious? There is glow all around Clover, like very, very palpable.
Did you have fun?
Yes, thank you for asking. I did have fun.
Um, yeah, I think that uh, Pandora is going to just like scoop up a whole like big ass long ass charcuterie board, just like swipe it away from the kitchen, and say, all right, um, friends time. We should all hang out. We have survived one semester. Um, we shall bring charcuterie board. We shall find a room in this house that is not occupied. It is huge house, rich people. uh, and we will have friend time. So Gwen stops harshing vibe.
I don't want you to hang out with me out of pity. If you are doing your own thing, I'm perfectly capable of doing my own thing.
Um, I think that she is going to walk up to Gwen again and say, I did not know what you wanted. Now I do. I would like us to be friends. I have given you bone necklace. At one point, Laurel gave you cardigan. Disponsas. Da?
I think Gwen reaches in the bag and like takes hold of this bone necklace and says, "You know, I can make you be honest with me."
She does not know what that means.
So over the table, I have a hex. That is to Ring of Lies. Whenever the person attempts to lie, they hear a piercing ringing noise, and it can cause pain and disorient them. What Gwen is looking for now is assurance that she is wanted, because she doesn't ever feel like she is. And so, Nita, if you're okay with it, I can use the sympathetic token to cast Ring of Lies to make it so that Pandora would be honest. You could still lie. Pandora can still lie, but I might
It'll
have
just
like
hurt.
an indication. Yeah, it'll hurt if you do.
And that will
Yeah.
also require roll a dark on your end.
It does
Taylor.
require a roll for me. But Anita, are you okay?
Let's
with
do
that?
it.
So I'm gonna roll plus dark.
And spend strings if you want to, if you have any. You have you have extras to spend.
I do. I don't know if they're specifically on Pandora. But I can.
I changed the mechanics because I am God.
Okay, well then I'll spend a string.
I'm treating it as in this place, like you're a witch who gains power from private personal items that in this specific place you draw it from anything, but normally outside of this place you require like specific intimate knowledge of them. Here you're also a darkest self. I feel like this is narratively much more interesting to let you if you really want this to happen.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm spending one of my strings. That gets me to an 8, so it's a mixed success.
Okay, it works, but choose one. The casting does you 1 harm. The hex has weird side effects, or you trigger your darkest self. You've already triggered your darkest self, so
I think it does me 1 harm. And I think as I cast it, so with witches, when you're using a sympathetic token to cast a hex, the trade-off is either you can do it secretly, but you burn the sympathetic token, or you do it very obviously, and you do it in that moment. And since we're like right here, like I'm not going off to private to do this, so it is, I think that Gwen's face, kind of like the ice from inside of her, starts to kind of go up over her cheeks and like kind of cloud over her eyes, and there's like a chill in the air, and like her breath is kind of coming out in a very chilly way, and I ask, do you even want me around?
Oh. Yeah, like, so you've grabbed the bone necklace.
Yeah, I'm holding it in my hand, yeah.
You're holding it, and like, I feel like it looks as though you are using that thing that I gave you as a gesture as our friendship against me. You have already like symbolically broken a like cord and a cord between like Laurel and you. And I think Pandora will say, look around you. Would you want to be friends with you right now at this party?
I think the cold goes away, and Gwen doesn't say anything and just hands you back the necklace, nods, and I think it's just gonna leave. It's gonna like walk out of the room.
Question: do you leave the party entirely?
What the fuck happened?
I don't leave the party entirely because I still have someone to peg. But I leave the kitchen.
There is a bubblegum haired individual outside, a tall bat winged individual waiting outside, and just offers, want some space to be alone, hon? Or do you want some company to be in quiet with?
I think I don't even really say anything. I think I just kind of like take her hand very firmly. Or their hand. I'm sorry, I don't know if I know their pronouns. Take their hand very firmly.
It's pretty much she, Ray, and they.
And find a place to kind of, you know, get some tension. Get rid of
tension release.
Tension.
Is what you're looking for here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Taylor, you can mark down in your bucket list you have in a game had fun with a succubus.
Yeah.
Life goals achieved every day, people. Just have to have the nerve and the initiative to go for what you want in your life. But as that sort of moment happened, so Gwen heads off. The rest of you, as we're approaching near the end of our time, what does the rest of this party look like? There's obviously some friction that's happened. What is the response the three of you have to this scene, to Gwen walking away?
Well, that was something. How are the both of you?
I think Pandora is entering her darkest self a little bit. This is confusing. She's done. She thought she was not doing anything wrong. She thought she was doing the things right to get friends and people around her that want to be close to her. And as soon as like something that she wanted to happen for a while happened with Laurel, like most of her social circle sort of like fell apart, like a good bit of it. Like she really like that symbol of like Laurel and Pandora handing off like those items felt like a bond. And it's been pretty broken pretty badly now. I will read the darkest self for the people to know. Um, no one understands me. No one even tries. I do so much for the people I love, and they walk all over me. Enough is enough. Betray them. Show them what it is like to be uncared for. Reveal their monstrosity and yours. Only seeing the pain I am causing my lover will let me escape my darkest self. So, like, I think that, like, the she just like I think like the scene of like I think the broken contracts of like, oh, this like social thing that we had cannot exist if one of us is like intimate in a more than platonic way with one another, is sort of what I'm getting from like that experience. And I think that like she really wanted all of this. She wanted Laurel as a like more intimate person in her life. She wanted Gwen. She wanted Clover. And it's all like falling apart. So I think she's just gonna drop the charcuterie plate on the floor. And I think she's going to drop the charcuterie plate on the floor. I think she is going to return the. I think she's going to return the. I think she's going to return the cardigan to Laurel, and I think she's just going to do reckless stuff. I think she's going to like return to the pit. While it's like on extra pit mode, since everybody can access their darkest self. And there's a good chance she's gonna get a little more badly hurt. God. We're already at 10 o'clock. This is so sad.
That's why I'm like, I didn't want to cut you up. I'm also like, succinctly, if Laurel and Clover have any last things to add to this, then we'll move into
Pitch
outros.
it to award-winning Girls Run These Worlds.
I mean, you know what? We'll see.
As a director.
That doesn't actually get me
I know.
better in. That actually brings me lower on the list. I've pitched like 3 games already. I do have tenderqueer sad, tragic vibes on one of those games though, so keep eye out for that. Anyways, Clover and Laurel, do you have anything else to add to the scene, or do you feel like that's a good spot to close it out on?
I would like to attempt to run away one more time.
Okay, that sounds about right. Run
Actually,
away.
specifically
roll that.
negatives. I want to activate negatives, that particular one. When you really, really want to specific evidence of yourself to disappear, be it a physical object or something from the memory of someone with no strings on you, roll with dark. I want to see if I can erase myself from Gwen's memory. I don't.
Okay.
It's fine.
I was like, Jesus, that there's tragic and there's dark and then there's hey, don't worry, you don't even remember who I am.
I
but
rolled
it's okay.
a 5.
Yeah, evidence or memory is gone, but the pieces don't all add up and mystery remains. So if you're okay with this, Taylor, here's what Laurel, you think you're hoping whatever it is you draw your power from to do this kind of thing, you're hoping that it works. Taylor, if you're okay, I will say the last emotional connection left by the two of you because of that ability, you don't forget Laurel. You don't remember where your connection is, and you don't know why you know Laurel so intensely. What you remember is a deep sense of longing, but you don't know why.
I push it down.
Can't hurt me if I just repress it all the way down.
Peg the pain away, peg the pain away.
Heck the pain away, fuck.
Clover, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, because I feel like that's a good spot for Laurel doing that. Succinctly, please.
Yeah, assuming Laurel is going off to do whatever, I think Clover just heads back to the punk room, to her band, to Mercedes. But I think as she does, like, watching all of her friends, like, separate and leave angrily and stuff, she enters her darkest self as she heads back in there.
Everyone just going in the darkest self right at the end here. Just gotta make this a mess. It's perfect. It's wonderful. It's tragic. It's sad. It's sexy. It's erotic. It's everything that I could ever want from a one-shot. And on that note, the last voice you hear is, well, I hope you all found something to remember this evening by. I know I have. And we'll close out our holiday one-shot Winter Wonderlust Monster Hearts game here on Girls Run These Worlds, folks. Yeah. Y'all can have those faces. That's where you ended. Y'all thought it was gonna end on like, oh, everyone's making up. We have to tone down the sexy stuff. No, we have to tone down the sad. This ended exactly the kind of way I wanted.
Sorry, I made the horny game sad.
No, it was perfect.
Oh no,
Don't
you made Monster Hearts, the game that every playbook is an allegory for a teenage trauma, sad. Oh no.
I got all my sadness over your horny game.
Joke's on you. I'm
honestly,
into that shit.
honestly, is this lesbian fiction if there isn't like at least 3 episodes of longing before the big reveal, the big payoff?
Slow burn.
The big
I'm just
pegging.
saying, even if we don't play this on stream, I need more off-stream content anyway, so it can just be for us and nobody else.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
suck
welcome.
it,
I'm willing
audience.
to try and do that.
No, don't suck it, audience.
No,
We
dude,
love
this is
you.
Monster Hearts.
We love having you around.
Remarkably, despite all the mentions of pegging, I think we still would have managed a PG-13 rating somehow, because the actual amount of sexual content was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You can say pegging as much as you want as long as you don't show it.
Yeah. The joys of censorship, everybody. The joys of arbitrary standards around prurient interest. But on that note, folks, thank you for taking the time to tune in, whether you tuned in for just a little bit, the second half, or all of it, and whether or not you've just been here for this one shot or for all of them. Gonna let folks real quick, and I do mean quick, do your outros of just tell us where we can find you, and to also say that we're going to be raiding into so many games after this. I believe they're doing Duval and Dragons, which I believe might be more Shadowlands, Dragonlance. I forget what the term is. I've lost track of which one it is. Shadowlands might work just as well as Dragonlance. But we have a ton of other games happening all throughout the next few days up until I believe it's Friday with our last one of I Saw Mommy Kissing an Ancient Red Dragon. And we have things like Ink tomorrow that our own Amber here is going to be facilitating. And I'm sure has a fantastic, well-planned out thing already set to run for us. And in no way, shape, or form, like many of us, have had to do it last minute. So sure as hell no, I have.
I don't know what those. I've suddenly forgotten how to understand English.
I frequently have that. That's just me on the regular basis, baby. But I'm Angela. You, she, her pronouns. I have been the director of operations and still continue to be director of operations for Girls Write These Worlds, our publishing house wing for the larger These Worlds orgs. I'm going to be hopefully coming back for Lancer Season 2 in first quarter, which I'm looking forward to because I have a very involved lesbian backstory thing that's happening over there, settling up Old Flame, and I'm excited to see what happens with that. And also our zine coming out January 19th, our first ever zine through Girls Write These Worlds. Layout and development of a zine, people, is really hard. There's a lot of things you don't realize, and money is a pain. But that's me. Pass on over to, I'm just going to call on people just to make it faster. Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I use her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, YouTube, Twitch, at Roll for Felicity. On my Twitch channel, I do serialized one-shots in a bunch of different systems. Next month, I'm doing Mouse Rider Vampire the Masquerade. And if you didn't really like me being naughty, tomorrow you can see me being nice when I'm going to be running a very wholesome game of Under the Floorboards on Girls Run These Worlds. So it'll be the afternoon stream, me with Under the Floorboards, which is a borrowers-themed tabletop RPG. And then a couple hours later, it'll be Amber, and they're going to be running Ink. So a full day. That's
fantastic. Pass it on over to Anita.
Hey, that's me. I have been Anita, your long-winded and monologuing player for this evening, playing Pandora, the mortal. Gosh, you can find me on Girls Run These Worlds. I do a lot of things here. You'll find me on, I think, next Friday, doing more sad stuff with Bluebeard's Bride. I will be the Virgin, and people will be calling me the Virgin throughout the playtest, which I'm having trouble like getting used to. Anytime someone references me as the Virgin, I'm like, oh, I'm red. It'll be a fun time. We'll like try to escape Santa's workshop. It'll be a blast. But yeah, that's me. Find me at Anita the Lesbian on the Twitters and the TikToks. And I will pass it back to my spectacular GM it's a storyteller or
It's
master of
MC in this
ceremonies.
one. Yeah,
It's
you
master
got
of
it.
ceremonies.
You're good.
We'll get it.
Next up, Sophia.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. I am on some other platforms, but I haven't posted there yet, so they don't matter. Wednesday, I will be here for another one-shot, Tales from the Loop. That'll be at 8 p.m. EST, so come hang out there. January 1st will be the return of Tony the Vampire Slayer. That's at 10 a.m. EST on Sundays. So we'll be back then after our holiday break. So come check that out. And the VODs are on YouTube. So there's like 3 or 4 episodes up. So go check those out as well. And thank you for running, Angela.
Last but not least, our fantastic wallflower, Amber.
Hi everybody, I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber anywhere there's internet. I am a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, streamer, and I have just signed on to do some writing for an upcoming TTRPG called oh my god, why can't I? Porcelain Souls. It is a spooky doll themed game. Let's see what else. I am running Ink tomorrow here at 8 p.m. on Girls Run These Worlds. That is Snowbright Studios' latest TTRPG, all about contending with death and saying your final goodbyes in a healthy, constructive way. It's actually really moving. I'm really excited to play it. Later this week, here, fuck it, I'll just say what I'm just gonna host for Girls Run These Worlds in January. Starting January 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to start airing DuPont Underground, my bespoke Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle based here in Washington, D.C. We had a really successful pilot go off in October, so we decided to pick it up for a full series. That is going to be just our little coterie fighting against an evil vampire uprising who want to take DC back for the vampires, and that's just not good. So we're really excited to see that come to life. And Angela, this has been a delight. Taylor, Sophia, and Anita, you all have been wonderful players. It was a pleasure to spend a table with you.
And thank you, viewers. We hope you'll stay with us for the raid, and we hope you'll stay with us for the rest of these one-shots. And remember, enjoy yourself these holidays. Delight in whatever festive revelry you need to. And if need be, remember, oh, hello there, live from the apocalypse. You're
Oh,
raiding right
Will.
as we're about to head on out over to another channel.
Will.
Thank you for tuning in. Anyways, we appreciate the love and support. But you get to catch as I wish us all off and say, remember, have fun, everybody. And if need be, try and squeeze in some pleasure wherever you can. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. Night-night, folks, and see you later.